All right, welcome to another Crossroads podcast. I'm your host, Jake Ryan, and I am super stoked to be here today. Thank you for tuning in. This is like my 49th, getting close to 50, and I've done a lot of these with guests and with people I don't know, with homies, and with people I've just known more like virtually through the internet. I've done it even with my family, friends, and just done some by myself, which it's always nice. I'm gonna do more of these actually. But today, I was gonna focus on construction business, and I think my mind has totally changed with doing construction work myself now. Um, I think it has a lot to do with coming out of my depression, getting sober, and doing the therapy and medication, bipolar medication to help with the manic depression. And, get back to working on houses, building houses, and doing drywall finish work, tape and texture, some painting. I want to get more into, I used to do painting the night sky and the galaxy on people's ceilings, like the constellations. That was super rad. I'd like to get into more creative painting, murals, graffiti, just cool, interesting stuff. Yeah, I got myself licensed, insured, uh, Crossroads Construction. Got a grip of gear again. I took out a just financing plan with the owlstapingtools.com. Check them out. Quick Spark was a financing plan just to get all my automatic taping tools again and get the baby rocking and rolling. It's something I never had before, was all my own tools, especially fresh ones. But I did hit up the guys and my cousin, who's my partner I worked with a lot before, mainly when I went independent. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. I've been home in the studio raising my kids, homeschooling for like the past 3, 4, 5 years, and it's been awesome. It's been also very strange because there was periods of depression, especially after COVID, even before COVID, you know. But ultimately, I'm glad to be feeling the way I feel now with sobriety and no drugs or alcohol. In fact, I think I'm gonna get off marijuana now too, quit smoking weed. Um, I've done it a few times before, so I'm gonna give it a go again. I'm not like opposed to any of that. I'm just trying to just get totally clean like that. It's one thing to take this bipolar medication, Lamotrigine, and it's like I said, it's helping me get my mojo back and to feel that interest in construction work again. And I started to like miss the feeling of holding a pan and knife and the drills and mixing up mud and walking around on stilts and getting dirty and using your muscles and building houses for people and then making it look awesome. Not only like making it stick together and like make it a sturdy, no cracks or nothing, um, but doing that artistic finish work, the cool textures, that's the fun part, really. Not the sanding. I hate sanding, but I'm learning new techniques. I've been checking out Drywall Shorty, this lady in Bozeman that is a drywall finisher, a mutter. And I'm like, dang, dude, this is rad. The YouTube channels are popping with the drywall, and I'm going to start doing some myself. In fact, I have another album coming out, Crossroads Construction, which is actually the name of the construction company, Crossroads Construction. And this album's just going to be like bluesy rock, kind of hip hop vibes, experimental. Dude, I'm going to be playing bass on this. Oh, dude, I was just rocking the bass guitar today with wah pedals and distortion and flanger. Oh, dude, giving it some weird like effects. Dude, I'm gonna be getting gnarly with this one. And so yeah, just because I'll be doing more construction work doesn't mean any of the music stuff's gonna stop. In fact, I'll be going even harder because I don't know what it was before. I was in like denial of the construction business. Maybe it's because as a kid, I just wanted to be a rock star, and run away from reality. I had a lot of issues with escapism through substance abuse, drugs, alcohol, just a runaway spirit, really, that, had a problem with just authority, and I just do things my own way. And, later in life, after I met my wife, I got into other types of work as well. Always playing music along these ways and writing songs, and skateboarding. But when I started getting other businesses of like, we worked at these, well, when I first met her, we were selling airbrush tattoos and like Bob Marley shirts and cheap sunglasses on the road. Living out of a yellow submarine Volkswagen, no, 40 Econoline van. Yeah, it was gnarly. Black lights, stained glass, light, big yellow thing with dual sunroofs and a bed, couch in the back. It was awesome. I miss that baby. It actually got kind of like stolen from us when we lived at the old Forever Motel, which is where I started first doing more of my maintenance work. It was this the Bennett Bay Inn in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, on this old dead end road. When we kind of hit another sort of rock bottom again and needed to get our own place and jobs, and it was the recession in like 2010, 2011 or something. And so that's when I really started to learn more maintenance stuff and like working with tools, hands-on, having to take care of rooms and hot tubs in the pool. And we were running the front desk because we lived assistant management quarters connected to the office. We'd have to work like 2 or 3 days nonstop, not getting off at all. So like 70 something hours straight, or 60 hours, something like that. And yeah, dude, doing all that lawn maintenance too. It was cool. Had to do the locking up every night and dealing with drunk people and crackheads and people partying and even just dealing with the good normal people. That's where I started to work more with tools. And then after that, I was a maintenance man at the Lake Villa apartments in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which was super rad because up at the Bennett Bay Inn, it was a little more hodgepodgey, a little more, fix it as cheap as you can. And then when I got to the Lake Villa, it was like, dude, this was owned by like the dude that's like running the city, and he's got buku bucks. So we had like really nice stuff and like top of the line equipment to use. We're just cruising around these golf carts and leaf blower backpacks, and I'm out there like replacing fridges and working on appliances and doing new renovations when it's like, all right, this old apartment, we got to do some new renovations before the next tenants come in. And so yeah, I learned a lot there working with the guys and peeps. But again, it was a situation we lived there and we worked there. So later we come back to Montana, and I just get like a job at the bagel shop to, get started, and we get into these serendipity apartments. Was very serendipitous. We were in Missoula, Montana, and we're like, should we go to Helena? We got an opportunity at this job and Serendipity Apartments available. And the license plate in front of us said Serendipity. So we're like, it's a sign. Anyways, we get back to Helena, Montana after working as maintenance. And my wife actually got a job while I was doing maintenance. She was like the cleaning lady. So in Helena, I then get into doing drywall tape and texture, and it all just, I kept doing that and playing music and producing, performing live, and it was just the balls are rolling, going on the road, on tour. And then I left drywall after I finally got independent and like knew what I was doing, got all these tools. I left. But I was also abusing drugs and alcohol. And it just kind of slowly happened because it wasn't like I was always like that. But, especially after having kids with my wife after we were newly married, it was like I tried to just be good and straight, right? And then, because I was a pretty rebellious youth, and then I'm just trying to be straight husband and father, start getting gig opportunities at the bars, and then get the bar scene, downtown life, and start getting in with these new crowds and traveling, playing music, and it's just a lot out there, you know what I mean? Out in the mix. And getting caught up in all that and maybe getting focused on things that weren't really that important, like status quo and I don't know, just stuff like that. That has a lot to do with like your ego, and it kind of tricks your mind when it comes down to like money and art and your passion and your purpose and making ends meet and finances. So I left construction business and focused on the music and the arts of doing graphic design, audio video production, and performing live. And then I just started to taper down on the performing live and focus more on the family and the home stuff. And my wife's cleaning business took over, and now I'm just at that point again. I don't know, in the last few weeks I just decided like, hey, I'm gonna like get this going again. I got all the tools and license, registration, insurance, got a new business and gonna be building it, because I was like, well, I get back at it, get in the swing of things, because I want to build a house, buy land, develop, buy houses, get more into real estate. I want to eventually build a community center with the indoor skate park, concert venue, and just like the lounge, hangout club, rec room areas, arcade, all the gaming stuff. Our shop, our merch shop, art studios, music and video studios, podcast studios. Dude, we're just gonna have like our own little fantasy factory. I see it in my mind and I know what I'm gonna do. I've got my plan developing. And again, that's why I got the construction going. It's because it's good money. It's always happening around here. And I need to get back in cahoots with all the construction crews. Because if I'm going to really be wanting to develop and build, I got to know these guys and they got to have respect for me. Even if I'm a dreadlock, colorful, hippie musician, artist that went a little wild with the drugs and alcohol at one point in my life. Might have a checkered past, but nowadays just get straight, get my body back in shape, my mind even better than ever, and I'll be cooking, man. I'll be running red hot. And now I know, looking back, of what caused some of my mistakes that I won't let happen again. That I know things about myself, like I can't just have a beer on a Friday night. It's just, why would I even have a beer? I just want to drink them all until the next day, until the morning light, because that's just the way my brain works. I'm just go, you know. That's just the way I am. I'm like driven and motivated to make shit happen. And I lost it for a while. Lost it. I can't really blame it on anybody but myself, you start eating psychedelics all the time, microdosing, and you're drinking. But, I'm not saying there's anything good or bad about these things. They could be used or abused, and they could be used properly, but the thing is, people need to know what they're getting out in society, and I think the world would be changing, and people are getting pretty open-minded to alternative medicines or methods of healing or expanding consciousness or learning or studying life, reality, human beings, and just like our nature of existence, or the study of the universe or God or religions, And that's kind of why I settled with Crossroads for the name, because, Crossroads Construction, it's another place to bring people together and work with a lot of different people. And right now I might be doing the independent work and partnering up with people, but one day I'm like, I get the funding and I get the know-how and the right people, we can make some really big stuff happen. Like building some great community centers or developing a garden and, helping develop little community areas, because one day I want to be able to have a big piece of land where we can have music festivals out there. And I'm like, I want to be growing hay, harvesting hay, and having my own little ranch, chickens and cows and horses and goats, maybe a llama or an ostrich, where my dogs and cats can run wild and have fun and chase the birds, and my kids can have all the space to play, and we'll have our own playground and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I can't just do music and graphic design, and I don't even want to travel and tour right now. I don't want to be away from my family. And in my mind, I'm rebranding with Crossroads, so I'm going to redefine everything, revamp it, rebrand. Soulfire will still exist, and it ties into Crossroads, but the way I see it is like Crossroads is kind of where people come together, and the Soulfire is like the passion and the art. The energy you put your soul into what you create. So it's like, yeah, you should have passion in like everything you do, really, like. And that's what I've been having to find in myself again, because for so long I was trying to escape. I'd be at work doing drywall, daydreaming about the future or something. And it's like, no, dude, I should just be focused on the moment, living in the moment. Yeah, sure, have these plans for the future, but live in the moment and, stop as the, maybe it's the fantasizing, romanticizing things, and just focus on the vision and the mission and what's important, and getting my priorities straight. So I'm super stoked, because I'm like, dude, gotta get these bank accounts popping, gonna get the credit accounts popping for the businesses again, and it's gonna be rad. And like I say, man, doing the therapy and the medication, look, any of y'all out there that are like, man, I gotta get right, I'm struggling with this street drug of some sort, or you're struggling with, alcoholism or whatever your addiction is, and you feel like it's getting in the way. Like, I knew these things were getting in my way. It was hard for me to change and adjust. I didn't really want to, but I did want to. It kind of sucked to admit that I let myself get to that point, because I came kind of weak to the substance. I started to become stronger than me, because it started taking control. And it's like, you notice it slowly happens. You don't notice it. And I know whatever path I went down before, when I originally left, the drywall business, I can't really look back and say I wouldn't do it again, because it got me where I'm at. Because I just learned a lot of things. Of course, you could always think, oh, I would do it different, and I would have been smarter, I wouldn't have made these mistakes. But I guess now I know. And now I know that I can enjoy it and be proud of, the construction work. Because if it comes down to, like, getting the banks and investors to give me money to build a house or to buy land, when they see I got a construction business that's doing well, and I got a music business that's doing well, get my more and more streams from the Soulfire Beats, Crossroads music. I have all sorts of other music out there, even my cartoon stuff, Z-listers. That be making me money. I actually have a bunch of other identities and aliases, just making money, different art projects, music projects out there. Still build up the video cameras and, make movies, keep our vlogging up. Still doing the family stuff. I got to teach my kids about construction, how to build houses, and understand, the business, and just how to take care of these things, because this is like life stuff, like really important life things. And it's my duty and my job to teach my kids this, so they know, even my daughter, to learn all this construction stuff. Why not know it, Even if you want to doll yourself up too, or do your model photo shoots, or be out there in the dirt and the mud. Do your thing. I can't care, kids, but I want you to know the bare necessities and the essentials of life. And I've just come around again to uh, realizing how important these things are, and that I need to get back to working on this. And it was like a part of me that I was denying. There was this part of me that is a construction worker. That's who I am, and I enjoy it, and it makes me feel good. Um, and when I don't let that part of me thrive, of like working with tools and hammers and building stuff and being even around the guys and the crew and the heavy machinery and the new houses and the developments, and you just have an idea of what's going on in your area, and what the plans for the future are. It's a good feeling. And sure, I had to kind of be the grunt and the grom and you know the dude that was first day on the job, doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm like embarrassed, but I'm like, dude, I got a kid on the way to take care of, and raising a family. I even seen myself slipping into maybe some of the ways of the ones who come before me, like some of the other uh, guys in my family that had come before me that had problems with alcohol and other substances, and just working and taking care and being responsible adult. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that. I can't let this cycle repeat. Even if I want to be a rock star, I can be a construction working rock star, house building, skateboarding, picture painting, book writing, video game playing, adventuring, vlogging, journalist. What? Who cares? What's the limits? I might go out there searching for Sasquatch or the Loch Ness monster, cause you know me, I be out there hanging with the aliens, traveling time and space, trying to hang out with the military with the super dope technological guns. I want the laser beam samurai swords. Okay. By the way, I've been seeing some super dope new construction tools that I hadn't seen in the past. And I'm like, dude, what? Some of this new scaffolding with like automatic driving systems you can attach to them. I'm like, whoa. Some of this stuff, I'm game to try it out. So I'm going to have some new channels, XROADZ Reviews channel, where I'm going to just do reviews on things, even movies, video games, maybe current events and music videos, or just whatever. New tools or gear I use, stuff like that. Products, household products. Um, so yeah, XROADZ Reviews coming soon. Tune into all these XROADZ channels. Thanks for tuning into this one. I just want to let you know I'm getting back in the construction grind and the biz, man. I'm going to be subcontracting, picking up my own jobs, and I'm working on a 3 to 5 year plan. Ultimately, my 10, 20, 50-year plan. Maybe my 100-year plan, because by then we're probably going to be able to be immortal cyborgs, transcend into the metaverse, and upload our consciousness into the digital virtual reality matrix, where our avatar can do anything, unlimited possibilities, and maybe not, but there's nothing like just building in the real life regular world, which I do believe this is the real life, right? The regular world. I'm not about to spontaneously combust and get unplugged and then realize, oh, this was all just a game and a simulation. Just kidding. But that's what I'll be working on. Building houses, because soon we'll be building our own house. Maybe we'll have to buy our own house first, but I gotta get there in my life. It's taking me a long time. I'm 32 now. I'm like, dude, I gotta start getting this stuff done. I wanted it to happen sooner, but I made some poor choices, I guess. And I think it's just the alcohol and the drugs that really caused it. And, I take responsibility too, but for any of y'all out there, party on, But if you're getting ready to get right or just get clean or sober or whatever it is, just maybe to get off of whatever you feel is holding you back, more power to you. I believe in you. I hope that everything you're trying to make happen in your life happens. And maybe one day we'll meet in the real world, because I have plans to basically establish home base here in the Helena, Montana area, get ourselves rocking and rolling in the construction and art and entertainment industry out here again, continue developing. But I'm not in the bar scene, so I ain't going to be playing like bar shows or nothing really. But I'm going to plan on doing some festivals and getting my online all popping and just creating new music so that, people really, want to see me perform live, and that I can give them an amazing experience, because I'm working on new types of performing now with live looping. So stay tuned for the XROADZ Construction album. It's super dope. I'm still rocking with the band, Big Sky Vibe, and I'll be collaborating with many musicians, but it's gonna be good to collaborate with more construction workers, because dude, once we get to building our own house, community center, even if we just got to start renting out a joint until we can build a community center, get like millions of dollars hopefully. Oh yeah. Then also establishing the touring agency, where we'll be like, okay, we're going to get some good vans and some good, cars and trucks and trailers, good stage and lights equipment. We're still got some great stuff, and we're going to still continue building that up. And then we'll be like, got our booking agents and our peeps that we book in the studios, in the shop, in our venue, and then we'll be booking ourselves out of state, throughout the state, hopefully internationally, through the nation, through the world, globally. I will travel to the moon, Mars, even Pluto, if it's still a planet. I don't even care. Planet X, Nibiru, come back, pick me up, and then take me back home to Uranus. Maybe I'll catch a ride through a wormhole and a black hole, pop out in an alternate reality, wherever, infinity and beyond is. Anyways, I'm just speaking, rambling now. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in, getting back in the construction grind. I am stoked. I'm feeling good about it, because I'll enjoy it again. I hope you enjoy this podcast. Leave me a comment down below. If you do construction work, what do you do? How long you've been doing it? If you got any advice or any recommendations for me, let me know. And if you have any other topics you'd like to hear me discuss, hit me up. All right, y'all. Take care of that. Peace.